Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are so pleased to have in the studio with us today two special guests. One, Jamie Moraga, a longtime a friend and colleague of mine through the San Diego Military Advisory Council. She is the CEO of Franklin Revere. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful. And you brought a young gentleman sitting next to you. He is your son is a third grader. His name is Jack. How you doing, Jack?
Good.
Are you nervous?
No.
You know what? You are so poised. I can't believe it, which is great because maybe your mom will let you co-host the show one of these days. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to lose my co-host.
That's not nice at all. You get one muffin and you get booted off the show.
You're just teasing if you can't have a little frivolity, and that is Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary, and literally honored to have her be a co-host, and she's been doing a great job since September, and I hope you can do this as long as you can tolerate me.
I'm going to try. We'll see after this interview.
Okay, that sounds very good. I know
You're on, Drew.
I know. Well, listen, we'll start you off. You have a question for Jamie.
Yeah, let's just learn a little bit more about Franklin Revere.
Yeah, Franklin Revere started after I sold my previous company, IntelliSolutions, that I had started in 2006, and I had sold it in November of 2022. And so I did a transition back as a consultant to the company to help with the transition with the new ownership. And so I needed to create an LLC to do that. And so I created Franklin Revere. So last year I helped with the transition. And now I'm pivoting as I closed out the transition at the end of last year to provide guidance and advice to small businesses in the area of business development, strategy, and small business advising support to result in meaningful opportunities for growth and establish relationships and connections in the industry for small businesses in the military and defense community.
As a woman-owned business in your previous business, you were not a lone ranger, but pretty close. It's a male-dominated field. How was that? Obviously that. It takes a little bit of courage in this area of it, obviously well-equipped to do it, and you were very successful on it. Were you well-accepted? Were people looked at you at arm's length? Talk about that.
Yeah. It was interesting because when I started in 2006, I was in my late 20s, young female. I think it was one of those Elle Woods moments where you're like, like it's hard, and you just kind of go in and you try your best. You build relationships. I did have some acceptance in the beginning because I had my father, Frank Hewitt, who'd been a longtime defense, military defense member in the community. But yeah, there was times where there were challenges. There were people that were a little bit on the naysayer side, like who's this young female coming in here? Especially when you walked into SDMAC, there really wasn't any other females in there. There was maybe a smattering of one or two, including myself. But I just kind of thought, I'm just going to move forward. I'm going to start joining SDMAC. I'm going to get into the leadership positions there, build relationships, do NDIA, get on the board there. And I also wanted to make sure that I set myself apart from my father too. I wanted, you can only open the door so much with with your father's connections, and then you have to really showcase and be able to prove yourself. So I really tried hard in those beginning years to establish myself in the community as a leader.
Well, you did times 10, times 4,000, all this. So, Jack, you must be very proud of your mom, correct?
Yes,
As you're
I
proud
am.
of your dad, shout out to Ben. I've known your dad for quite a while. He landed Rancho Santa Fe Foundation.
Yeah.
And that. So, Jack, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You are a third grader.
Yes.
What do you like to do the most? You like to read? You like to play? You like to do everything?
Probably just play with my Legos.
Play with your Legos, okay. Have you been to Legoland?
Yes, many times.
What's your favorite ride at Legoland?
Probably that dragon ride.
The dragon ride, okay. Have you been up to Legoland?
No, people ask this all the time. It's like the only place in San Diego I've never been.
Well,
I got to take my kiddo. He loves Legos too.
Well, maybe you can take the kiddo and Jamie and,
Yeah.
and Jack are up there. Okay, so you do the Legos, but I see you came in with this very cool book, okay. What's the name of the book?
Rick Riordan's Mark of Athena.
Okay, and are you reading this right now?
Yes.
What page are you on? About
I
20
don't
or something like that?
I don't know.
Okay, what do you like about the book?
It's Greek mythology,
Cool.
and it's one of my favorite characters, Percy Jackson.
Okay, so Greek mythology. When did you start getting interested in Greek mythology?
About 2nd grade when I was starting to study Greek mythology.
Okay, very good. What excited about Greek mythology to you? Was it the characters? Was it the history?
The history, the characters, yeah, all of that.
Right. So I'm sure on your bucket list, your mom and dad, when are we going to Greece? Is that correct?
Yes, I'd love to go to Greece.
Very good, Jamie. If you can get that arranged before the next time.
That's right.
This is what Drew does.
I
He
know.
just sets us up with.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Are you gonna sponsor this trip?
Yeah, thank you. Good. He does this to me all the time, and I'm like, what time? What money?
That's a great,
Let's do
great
it.
question.
Let's do an educational one.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, see, I think San Diego Writers Inc. should sponsor it because
Drew, you should just take all of us. Classroom in the Futures Foundation can,
aren't you all
sponsor.
about writing and stuff? Greek mythology, isn't that part of what
Yeah,
you do?
isn't Classroom in the Futures Foundation about all of that? A love of learning? I don't know.
is.
You're paying for the trip.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll raise some
This is
funds.
amazing.
and-
I love
and
it.
Go ahead and
Sounds
do that.
great.
We love to travel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, Jack, so you like reading, okay? You write about Greek mythology. What else do you like doing besides Legos?
I like watching TV.
Do you? Well, you have a favorite show?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Okay, that sounds good. And do you watch TV with your parents at all?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. But mainly you like to watch by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So in 3rd grade, next year you're going to be studying about California history in 4th grade, if I'm not mistaken, on this. What's your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Math. Okay. So you're really good at math, like mom, right? Mm-hmm. Is Dad good at math?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay, very good. Jamie, is Ben good at math?
I think Ben's good at a lot of things.
That's a very diplomatic answer, and when Ben hears the link, he'll be very pleased to hear that as well. We're chatting with Jamie Moraga. She's the CEO of Franklin Revere, joined by her son Jack, a third grader. I'm Drew Schlosberg, as you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We're the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Doing wonderful things for more than 6 decades. Joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. Congratulations, Kristen. Now, right? And
Thank you for the applause. I appreciate it.
Jack
Yes.
is a perfect audience member on this. Now, let me ask you this, Jack. Kristen has a 5-year-old named Declan, and he's very literate too. Does he like to read?
He doesn't know how to read yet, but he sure loves to try to read.
Right, but you read to him all the time.
Oh, yeah. We're big readers, all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I wonder if he'll be reading a book like this when he gets to Jackson.
I hope so. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the goal.
Right, exactly. So, Jamie, we were talking about your involvement, with the military and so forth, and continuing, I think, with SD Mac and with your dad's iconic career. Did you ever think about getting into the military?
No, I don't think I did. I think, you know what it was, is that when you're growing up in the military and you're moving from town to town and starting school, I was just thinking about it when because we went skiing on Monday. We went to Big Bear. Jack's learning how to ski. And we were on the chairlift, and it came to the realization that, he's in 3rd grade. And when I was in 3rd grade, my dad's ship was in yards up in Beaverton, Oregon. And we spent the weekends, like every Sunday, going to Mount Hood to ski. But it was interesting because I was sitting there like, okay, in the beginning of 3rd grade, I was in San Diego. He went up for yards. My mom didn't want us to be separated for 9-10 months, so we went up to Oregon.
Right.
Then I came back at the end of 3rd grade to come finish out the school year down here. So I changed schools 3 times in my 3rd grade year.
my gosh.
He was this age.
Oh my goodness.
So I think after having those experiences where you're moving around, you're making new friends, you're leaving old friends. We didn't have the internet and email and social media to stay in contact before. It was writing letters.
Right.
And at this age, you're not. It's very hard to keep in touch with previous friends. So I think for me, I wanted to stay in one place, and so that's why I've really never left San Diego. So, I went to college here, got my MBA here, and I started my career here, and have my family here. So I just, I think it was just something where I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted to stay in one place.
Right. No, I totally get that. When we come back from break, Jamie, let's talk a little bit more about Franklin Revere, of course, and then, advice, both you and, Kristen, on top of your game, leaders of organizations, Kristen running San Diego Writers, Inc., talking about that. There's a lot of great work. We had the Girl Scouts on last week, and they were chatting about their Cool Women event.
I'm so bummed I missed them.
Yeah, it was great. It was coming. Yeah, Barbara Bree was on. She was the co-chair of it, and talking about how important that is for everybody for that matter, but especially with women in that space, and get some insights on that too. And then Jack, we're going to come back to you. And I'm a former sports writer. Do you like sports?
Yes.
Beautiful. So I'm going to ask you some questions on sports when we come back from break. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so be ready for those questions. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, chatting with Jamie Moraga, CEO of Franklin Revere, and her very cool 3rd grade son, Jack. We're going to hear all about sports, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades. This organization was doing great things for us folk living here in San Diego County, joined by Jamie Moraga, CEO of Franklin Revere. Honored to say a longtime colleague of mine at the San Diego Military Advisory Council breakfast, joined by her very fun, cool, bright son, 3rd grader Jack. We're going to ask him a whole bunch of sports questions. And, of course, my co-host, Kristen Fogel, the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary. They're at Liberty Station. Come by and say hey to Kristen during this great anniversary year. Kristen, got another question for Jamie.
I do. I'm curious about this bit on here. It says that you've been writing for the Union Tribune, the Econometer column for 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've been in it for about 10 and a half years. I was invited by Roger Sholey, who is the writer and mastermind of the Econometer column. And they have a set of economists and a set of CEOs, and they ask an economic-related question each week. We usually get the question on Friday, and we have to turn it in by Tuesday. And it's like 75 words or less, but that's the hard part is narrowing it down because sometimes I can get verbose, so then I have to really edit it down. But it's been amazing to be able to grow and evolve with that column and be involved. And it's amazing how many people read it, which is great. It's online. It's also in the Sunday business section. I really enjoy it. It really makes me think and research and explore. And
well, it was great because what was the last question? Because you were one of the few people that said no, and I happen to agree with you. And what was the question again?
The question was the port on the right track with their master plan?
That's right, exactly. Yeah. And there was, most people said yes, but you said no.
I did.
Why?
Well, I just felt that they had excluded a big piece of what is going on the in the port area, which is at the Seaport San Diego and that whole revitalization.
Sure.
And to not include that into the entire plan, I felt that they may be on the right track. I didn't disagree the fact that they were on the right track, especially when they're all in agreement and they're moving forward, but they should have included that project in the overall scope. It's a master plan for that entire area. Why are you leaving that particular piece out, which is sizable?
Yeah, I thought that was a very good point you made. And they've been working on this plan, Kristen, 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something. So anyway, I think that's great that you offer. I do read that thing all the time, and I always want to see what my buddy Philly Blair has to say. And then I said, okay, I'll do the opposite. I'm just kidding. Phil Blair's a great guy, CEO of Manpower.
Love Phil.
Yeah,
Love
did
Phil.
good things in the community. All right, so Jack, you are a sports fan, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your favorite sport? And you want to come up close to the mic over here. What is your favorite sport?
Soccer.
Your favorite part is soccer. So have you been to Snapdragon Stadium to see some soccer?
Many times.
Beautiful, many times. Is your favorite team the women's team here, or is it a different team?
I am waiting for the new MLS team.
My goodness. Okay. Do you play soccer?
Yes.
Okay. And what position do you play?
Sometimes defender, sometimes right mid.
Okay, very good. And do you play with your mom and dad?
No.
Right, don't play with your mom and dad. Jamie, did you play soccer?
I did not.
Okay, how about Ben?
No, he was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Why does that not surprise me? Okay, so we'll go. So soccer is your favorite. Do you like any other sports?
Not really.
Right, so soccer is your sport. Okay, right.
Well, you like skiing.
Yeah, true.
You like skiing, okay. And this is the first time you skied, right?
No.
You've been skiing many, many times, right?
Yes.
It's like 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Always local? Or you did Mount Hood when you were a kid.
I did Mount Hood when I was, my dad was really good about taking us on ski trips growing up. But Jack's been to Breckenridge. He's been to Park
Idaho.
City. He was, and then and then Big Bear. We haven't done Mammoth yet.
No, we've done Idaho.
Yeah, but we didn't do skiing there. You did tubing.
You went tubing. Oh, very good. Tubing on the snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do tubing on the water. Kristen and I were just talking about that.
Nice.
Recently. Are you a skier, Kristen?
I'm a snowboarder.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is Declan?
He's not yet. We want to take him up this year to get him started. He's very good with his balance and coordination, so he's ready.
Okay. So, Jack, do you want to get into sports? Do you want to be a sports writer? Do you want to play sports and be a professional soccer player? What do you want to do?
I'd like to be a professional soccer player and play sports.
Okay, very, very good. So, now, are you in any soccer leagues now? Are there
Just competitive soccer right now.
Is that right? Okay. And what age group is that?
2014s.
Okay, very good. And do you practice where? Do you practice at home or
I practice at my house.
At your house? Okay. How do you do that? You practice indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors sometimes, and my alley. I kick it against the rock wall.
Okay, right. So, who was your most favorite soccer player?
Messi.
Of course. How foolish of me. Actually, I never played soccer. I played other sports. But when it shows you how old I am, I'm 100 years older than your mom and dad. But some of my favorites were Pele. Does that name ring a bell?
Yep.
Yes.
The Brazil soccer star.
Oh my goodness, this guy! We're going to have him host the show. Next week.
He's a sponge. He surprises me with all the Greek mythology stuff. We were listening to another podcast. He'll tell me the story about the actual Greek thing before the Greek mythology, and then the episode will then unfold and tell the exact same story. I'm like, how do you know all this stuff? The detail.
He's got great parents that are in this area. We are chatting with Jamie Moraga, CEO of Franklin Revere, joined by her son Jack. back, a third grader. I'm Drew Schlosberg. Listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight in the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers, Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary. Other questions you have for Jamie?
Yeah, I thought we could turn it back to Franklin Revere and just learn about some of the good work that you're doing and who are you working with and what sort of challenges do they have.
Yeah.
And so maybe others who are listening can be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll check that business out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just with my experience of 18 years this month in the military and defense industry, I felt like I wanted to do something different than what I had done previously. We were my previous company. We had done contracting work in the professional support services area, program management, engineering services. So this time around, I wanted to change course and to shift to mentoring and advising small businesses. And then being able to maybe provide them with some guidance, advice in the areas of business development, strategy, growth, to help move the needle. I know I had to wear many hats in being in a small business, and so I feel like that experience I can bear to another small businesses that is just trying to learn and grow in this industry. And then I think with some of the challenges, something that I'm passionate about is the emerging small business. It's interesting in our industry. There's like the emerging small businesses, which are like maybe 50 and fewer employees, and then there are more larger small businesses that are more robust, that are 100+ employees. They may have several prime contracts. I want to help out the emerging small businesses where I can, because it's very difficult to compete against the larger small businesses, and they don't have the same opportunities, and these emerging small businesses have to do more with less. So if I can help them, at least promote or put a spotlight on these emerging small businesses, they really are the next generation of prime contractors in the military and defense community. So giving them a chance to maybe have contract opportunities or socioeconomic opportunities, just to give them an ability to get a prime contract. Because once you get that first prime contract and you build upon it and do a good job, it's like a domino effect. But it's getting that, it's like the chicken or the egg. How do you get there? And you can't get there without this. And you can't, and I experienced all of that. So I want to be able to help with the emerging small businesses, help them grow, help them maybe navigate some of these challenges.
You seem like you come with a wealth of knowledge. I'm thinking about the company that you sold in 2022. Was that hard to let go of, or were there some growing pains there and everything?
It was interesting. So I mean, I had my company for about 17 years, and you have the good days, you have the challenging days, but after I sold it, you have relief, and you're okay. I did that because the merger and acquisition process was just trying to run the business at the same time as running a very small and mighty team for the merger and acquisition, which is a full-time job in itself. So I was working crazy hours trying to get keeping both going. So you're spinning plates. So I think after doing both of those and then having the closing of the deal in November of 2022, it's that come down, and then it's the what's next,
right?
Because I'm not young enough or not old enough to retire. I don't feel like I want to retire. I feel like I still have more things to do. So it was like, okay, what do I do during this transition period? And so it was webinars and reading and podcasts and like all these. I was like in data dump on me so I can learn, because I love to learn anyway. But I think it was also too like personal exploration for myself. I went on a biking and boating trip to Croatia. I did. I've tried cooking. I am taking an art class, which I never really had a chance to use my right side of my brain as much. So that's been fun, because I mean, a stick figure was about as good as I could do. And now I'm actually like, Jack saw it. I'm like, I drew this panda. Did these penguins.
You need to work on your shading.
Yes, I do need to work on my shading, but I'm exploring that. And then also with running too, I never really considered myself a runner, but I thought in September, I'm like, I'm just going to learn. And so I started taking, classes on the Peloton app, and I've really built myself up. And so we're actually doing a 5K next Saturday together as a family.
Which one?
It's the St. Patrick's Day 5K.
Oh, yeah.
Cool,
Yes,
fun.
yes.
in Pacific Beach. So we're going to be doing that. And then I eventually like to continue to build upon that and maybe do
a marathon.
I don't know if I could do a marathon, but maybe like a 10K. And then if I can get there, then maybe I could go, I'll just do baby steps, baby goals for myself. But yeah, the transition was, it was very like, who am I? What am I going to do? What is next for me? So it's been a real exploration time. But now I feel like I want to help and consult back to the community, still explore some of those right brain things that I want to do creatively. But I think doing the consulting through Franklin Revere will keep myself grounded in what the experience and everything that I've had in the last 18 years in the community.
Well, that's fun. So how do people get a hold of you? What's your website or what's your email?
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah. I think the best way to reach me is probably through LinkedIn. I haven't gotten my website done yet. Okay. That is something that has been on my list and it's just stayed there. So I've got to actually sit down and do it. But LinkedIn's probably the best way to get a hold of me. And then we'll go from there. But yeah.
That sounds good. Well, your mom was quite impressive, Jack. I know you agree, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that is very cool. And as his dad and all that aspect of it. So you're going to be running in this 5K also?
Yes.
Have you been practicing?
Yes.
Okay, because you play soccer, you're in pretty good shape, right? Mm-hmm. What's the longest you've run? Do you know?
1 mile.
Well, good. 1 mile. Did you time it at all?
Yes.
What'd you run it in?
7:28.
Oh, my goodness. That's a great time. Do you think you might want to be, besides a soccer player, a long-distance runner and break the 4-minute mile?
Nah.
Really? I've broken the 40-minute mile.
Yeah, I'm at about 20. Yeah, about 20. Yeah, for sure.
I'm still running.
Gosh.
Jack, will you promise somewhere down the road when we have your mom back on, maybe we even convince your dad to come in and talk about his foundation? What do you think?
I think
totally.
I think Ben even mentioned that he wants to come in. Maybe have another Moraga soon on your podcast.
We'd love to do that. So I'll let you tee that one up, and then we can have Jack. Would you come back on and when your dad's on too?
Yes.
Very good. And you know what? How about this? Think about this, because I don't think Kristen would mind sharing the mic. How about if you co-host the show with me and you can ask your dad questions?
Ooh.
Sure.
Okay, beautiful. Now we've got it all set over here. We'll have dual co-hosts. Okay.
Okay. I thought I was being replaced, which is totally fine by me, but
I don't wish for those things. Okay. Yeah. No, Kristen's been a godsend. She's done a great job. I think great questions.
Yeah.
Certainly in her experience as well. So, Jamie, so good to see you. I'll see you at are you going to be at the SDMAC on the 20th?
I will. Okay. I'll be there.
I'll look forward to seeing you there. And Jack will look forward to seeing you back on when your dad comes on. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of 3rd grade. And Jamie, thanks so much for the great content. Shout out. Your LinkedIn, is it under just Jamie Moraga?
Yep, Jamie Moraga.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We're in the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 18th year. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Thank you so much, as always, Kristen Fogel, Executive Director of San Diego Writers Inc., my co-host. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.